Hello everyone, and welcome to the Guru Gaming Stream. I am your host, Guru, and today we have a special treat. We're going to be playing the new patch from Star Citizen 3.23.1a that includes the Xeno threat and some other improvements to it. And so if you're not familiar with Star Citizen, it is a space sci-fi um, survival, uh, economic, trading, crafting um, MMO that's going to be coming out within the next couple of years, and it's in development right now. It's in its alpha stage, uh, and so you can get in on it. You can go in. You can get a um, ship to fly and come into the game and play it and see it for yourself. But of course, you can check out streamers like myself who will be streaming it because it's a very expansive game. I really like it, and some people call it a space sim as well because it has elements of like living real life out in the cosmos, and it's one of the closest things I've seen to what I would my nerdy self would say would be the closest thing to what it really would be like to be out in space and living the spacefaring dream that is Star Trek, or for me it's Star Trek. But yeah, so it's really cool. At this point, uh, everything was, I don't want to say wiped, but some of the, like, your character is wiped. So I have to actually create another character. So that's what we're about to do now, just to, go through the process. But I'm really excited about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or if you're watching this live in the chat. I will be checking it out periodically to see what you guys think. And so make sure you share, like, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And stay tuned for more content because we'll be doing a lot of content from this game. But we're also playing a lot of other games as well. But this game is one that's close and dear to my heart. And if you have any questions, make sure you ask them because I've been playing it for a while. I think I've been a backer since 2016, somewhere around in there. Maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, but definitely somewhere around in there. And I've seen the evolution of the game, how it's come from you know just being a dream of the maker Chris Roberts uh, to what it is today, and you're gonna see some of that in action in just a second. But yeah, so we're gonna go through it kind of step by step. I'm not gonna do a whole detailed, rundown on everything, but I'll try to keep it concise. But definitely, if there's anything you guys want me to elaborate on, make sure you ask me because I can. And if I don't know, I can try to look it up and find out and make sure I give those answers to you guys. But yeah, so with that being said, you know, I want to check to be sure that everything is working properly on all of my streams. So that way everybody can have a great experience watching and playing this with me. So uh, yeah. So far so good. Everything looks to be in order. And let me check on this side of things. And if you see me kind of going back and forth, I have a wide screen and then I have a screen that I actually play my games on. And so, I got a lot of screen real estate here. Uh, that I have to look at sometimes. So you may see me do a full 180, around. So yeah, and that was me in the background talking because I was checking the stream. But 180, around. So just so you guys can hear. So yeah, there is a little bit of a delay, but definitely, I'll get it and I'll be able to help you as much as possible. And I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I am a guide on on the website for Star Citizen, so you can look me up on that, or you can, you know, apply to join the organization. I do have an organization. The name of the organization is Guardians of the Galaxy, and with the Spectrum ID of strong, and that's all capital letters strong, the word strong. Um, and so if you want to join, definitely, check me out. I'll put my uh, code in so you can actually get like the bonuses and stuff like that for having a referral, and of course I get bonuses for it too. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the verse as they call it. And but I do want to check the audio because it does seem a little low. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I know it's low on my headset. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to bring it back down a little bit on the stream. Okay, that should be good. All right, we should be good now. So first thing you want to do, first thing you notice here is Arena Commander or Persistent Universe, the PU as they call it. Arena Commander is, I'll just read it to you so you get the what they say about it. Compete or relax in risk-free single or multiplayer game modes from the safety of your sim pod. So it's like you're getting into a sim pod and you're going into like practice certain elements of the game, like FPS or ship combat, in space, and as you can see from the from the video up there, also on the ground, uh, or planet side, as we say. And so, it's a really cool mode. Sometimes they put things out into that before they put it out into the regular game. So you can always, use that to kind of test some features before you get into the persistent universe. Because, of course, with these types of games, that are still in development like this, you shouldn't really look at it like things will be persistent across the entire game until forever, right? It's not going to be that, so it's still in alpha. So what happens is some things get wiped moving from each bench milestone or benchmark of the game to the next. They also produce Squadron 42, and which is like the single player mode for Star Citizen, or should I say, Star Citizen is the multiplayer mode of Squadron 42, and that one is pretty much feature complete, and they're just doing their polish on that, and a few other things, and so I'm really looking forward to playing that as well because it's the single player experience. So one of my fondest memories I remember starting in the whole multiplayer, you know, era, right, was Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and how me and my friends we used to play LAN, and we used to all come, to somebody's house, hook it up, and take turns, but of course you can have, like, I think it was like split screen, like 4 people at the time, and you could you could fight against each other uh, doing that, or you could fight against like mobs, which would be like waves and stuff like that, which is the same thing they have here, but that was kind of like the advent of a lot of this stuff. Not to mention Doom and what's the other one? I can't even think of it now, but um, something Arena. I forgot what it's called, but Unreal Arena or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was pretty interesting because that was like one of the very first ones like that. I also remember playing Bond. Yeah, I don't know if people remember playing Bond too. It's a subject of many occult fiction. Uh, you know, from one of my favorite movies, Ready Player One, and they talked about it. He said his favorite character was, his favorite weapon to use was slappers only, or mode to use slappers only, and yeah, it used to be real fun. So, that's kind of my first impressions of that. But anyway, so yeah, you could think of it kind of like that, and but of course they had the campaign mode that you would beat, and then you would go into the multiplayer mode, and so on Modern Warfare, and so that was like awesome to me because we would take turns playing the single player mode and pretty much learn how to play the game, and then from there we would take it to the next level and play against each other or play against the waves of enemies, and that was really fun. I remember those times, and it was a really fun time to be alive. It was a fun time to be alive. But yeah, so you know, that's kind of like Squadron 42 and my idea of what Squadron 42 and Star Citizen is, right? But Arena Commander, and I'll take you in there real quick. So you can go in here and you can, you know, pick Gun Rush, to do the FPS mode, but you also got all these other modes that you can try. Engineering is going to be coming into the game here pretty soon, and so that's pretty cool too because as you can see from this screen right here, that's like a wireframe of a ship, and those points that you see are like nodes in like the different engineering systems that you can manipulate in that. And as you can see, the little ribbon here says new because all of that content is pretty new. So I'm gonna go back, and first off, we're gonna create the character, and I got it down to a science. I've done this a few different times. You have to do this. So you got, you know, the different characters that you can create here. Me, I pretty much go in and I take all the freckles out, sunspots out, change my eye color to match my eye color, and then I go over here and I start blending. And so and this is very cool about this because you take it and whatever this looks like on this person, you can blend it into what your initial look looked like, right? So, if I got a bigger forehead, I can take his forehead and use it on my character, right? And it allows you to blend in very different, you know, uh, features for yourself that you know otherwise wouldn't really be possible, right? Because you know not everybody is going to be stocked like most games. Your character model is like limited to a very limited amount of choices. This one, the choices are pretty exponential, and so, and the technology is pretty interesting. You should go check it out if you get a chance. But the technology that they use to scan in the models, and they also use it for the models for the NPCs, and they did it using it in Squadron 42 as well. You can They're going to be able to add more in over time, and so from what I've seen so far, just with the game in general, you're able to keep a lot of stuff even though you can reset the way your character looks, right? So even though it resets the way the character looks and you have to redo it like I'm doing right now, you still are able to keep everything else about you the same, which will come in handy later once the game actually releases, because they could literally still do that, right? They could make it where certain times you might be able to buy a character creation token, but then you'd be able to change your character, and then you still be able to keep everything the same, right? Which is pretty standard, but with the amount of customization, that's really cool because you can change it as they add in, and that's specifically what I'm talking about. As they add in new things, and they might add in somebody that's, oh yeah, that looks more like I do, so I want to use the features from that particular model. So then you can go back and you could redo it. And they may let you do it for free or whatnot, but they may charge. Most games charge for character recustomization, right? Um, Very few don't anymore. So, and that's fine, because I'm the type of player, like, if I make a if I make a if I actually make my character, I want my character to be pretty, you know, pretty much standard to my creation. I'm not gonna deviate from that, you know, pretty much, as much. But I do realize that there's some people who do. They want to change their characters like they want to change their hair style, right? And that's fine. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I'm just saying that this is a good system for that. And of course, they added the uh, the hair, right? So you could see it right here, how it looks, and how the they call it space hair, or star hair, right? Where it's very detailed, right? And if I was to move this character around pretty quick, it might not do it, yeah. But the hair actually like moves and everything, and it's a very, you know, it might have I might have got these little frizzy parts at the front of it, but yeah. So anyway, I don't want to bore you guys with that, but yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. Of course, they got the star cloth too. Star cloth is pretty cool too, because it the way that it interacts with the environment. It's not just like a texture. It actually has collision. So like it can run over things. You know what I mean? Like if you were like pulling or like waving a flag, and it would look like it was waving on the air, not just just like a graphical motion of showing that it's waving, right? Anyway, I digress. So yeah, so pretty much that's how I kind of go with that. I go to hair, then of course I don't have any, so that's what I put. And I got the guru beard, so let me add the guru beard. And then the eyebrows here, so you can see the eyebrows. You know, does it look like me? It does look like me a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Yeah. And again, I'm not really worried about it being too, you know, because too accurate because, of course, it'll get wiped, and I'm just gonna do it all over again. But once the game comes out, once I know that that's pretty much set in stone, I'll tweak it and get it even better. But I do see. Let me see if I can't find somebody with a more. Yeah, let me see. Oh, I don't think it'll let me change that anymore. Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. So now it kind of goes through a process like as you go over, it won't. Yeah. So eyes, nothing, nips, standard. Not really worried about that. Nothing for that. And review. And look, we got a guru standing up there. That's my doppelganger right there. You know. So we're gonna hit accept. This is gonna take us now. uh, You know, you guys can comment and let me know if you want me to play through the tutorial on one of these, but I don't typically do it after I've done it. I've done it a few times way back in the day, and they did kind of update it over the years, and I think I played it when they've mentioned that they updated it, but other than that, I don't really play it like that. So um, feel free to do that yourself because it may be something that you want to check out before you actually get too deep into it. Um, just to be sure, you know. But yeah, feel okay. So let's close that out. Let's go here. Hold on one
They call it.
second.
And but I do want to check the audio.
Okay, so that's lagging. Well, it's not lagging, but that stream is very, very behind. Um, and that's okay. Oh no, it caught back up. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna skip this. Now this is fairly important. Um, your primary residence. This determines where your all of the things you may have bought on the store or outside. All of those things get dumped into this particular storage area. Um, and I think that may change a little bit in 3.2 3.2 when they bring out the cargo and everything. You may be able to do this a little easier, but just for a frame of reference for right now, just realize that anything, you start off in your primary residence is there's only a few. You're limited to the Stanton system, and the Stanton system is the Stanton system because Stanton the star. There's a star called Stanton in this system. That's what creates the system. So it's literally a star system. Okay. So that is the star. Then you get to your location, which you get to choose which location you want. Lorville is a very heavy industrious place. Um, I'll just read it for you so that way you can get an idea. The capital of Hurston and the corporate headquarters for the eponymous weapons manufacturers, Lorville, is a company town with a population predominantly comprised of Hurston Dynamics employees and the security forces that supervise their labors. So Hurston is the name of the planet, and the planet is named after the company Hurston Dynamics. Okay, so that's you kind of see that as a general rule of how these things are working in this particular system. And so Lorville is the capital of that planet, not the capital of a state or country or a continent, the capital of the planet. Okay, because the whole planet is owned by that corporation, which is Hurston Dynamics, or HD for short. So when you see that designation on the star map and stuff like that, then you know what that means. That's Hurston Dynamics. That's why they put the HD right there. It doesn't mean high definition. It's actually Hurston Dynamics. All right. So you got Lorville, you got Orison, one of my personal favorites. Me and my org mates, we are leaning more towards having this be our base or one of our bases. And so Orison, located high above the clouds, Orison is built upon a military constructed lattice work of platforms which Crusader Industries uses to manufacture their large scale ships. The shipyards themselves are famously beautiful and have made Orison a prime tourist destination in the Stanton system. So Orison, right, is home of Crusader Industries. And you can see right here, this is their flag, that's their symbol. Crusader Industries, and it's it's a lattice work of platforms around a gas giant. So Orison is actually a gas giant, right? And so there is no surface, quote unquote. Um, so you're floating on these platforms, but it looks amazing, and the sunrises and the sunsets look awesome. It's a very very nice place to be if you want to, if you want that, aesthetic look. Um, it's definitely one of the best looking places that's out there right now. Okay, so now pros and cons, right? I'll tell you the pros and cons. So I gave you some. I gave you a lot of the pros. Now with the cons, you actually there, because there's no planet. There is nothing. There's no planet surface for you to explore, right? But there are platforms around the planet that do certain things or whatever. But just as a general rule of thumb, there is no surface, so you can't really like just go down to the surface and just explore, right? Like you can do on some of the other planets. Uh, Going back to Hurston, Hurston is one of those planets where you can traverse the uh, the surface, and you know it can have wildlife and all that kind of stuff. Which I'm not sure if Hurston has it. It might be Hurston that can have it too. But anyway, I don't want to get too caught up into that right now. But you got Orison, Area 18, which is ArcCorp, another corporation owned planet, ArcCorp. And that's actually part of the lore of the game. So the United Earth Empire leases sold this system to them for them to house their companies. So that's basically what it is. I won't say too much about it because go check it out if you're interested. But uh, Area 18 is one of the main commercial ports for interplanetary traffic in the surrounding region of ArcCorp. Travelers can find a variety of goods from trusted names as well as local providers if they're not overwhelmed by the sights and sounds of this landing zone, right? And the reason why they call it a landing zone like that is because it's like a huge mega city. Okay, it's pretty huge. It's pretty cool. Um, I really like it, especially like if you go out and you fly around it. It looks really really cool. I did take some photos of it before, and I may post some of those on some of my socials or whatnot. But it looks cool. It looks really cool. It gives you you know um, Cyberpunk 2077 type of vibe where these tall, huge skyscrapers that have all these flashing neon lights. Everything, everything's kind of, like I said, overwhelmed by the sights and sounds. You got that going. You got um, music or advertisements running. That you can hear. Everywhere you go. It's pretty cool. And so I really like that one too. New Babbage. This is another one of my favorites too. This is, I'll just read and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. Built to keep the world's freezing temperatures at bay, New Babbage is a luxurious city with top class amenities and domed open spaces designed to inspire the creativity and productivity of the cutting edge companies and tech firms drawn here by Microtech's innovative spirit. Not to mention that, obviously, when you're doing a lot of compute power or something like that, you're going to require like cold temperatures. But um, some of the lore I'll tell you about this is the planet became that way when they had an accident while they were terraforming the planet. So just FYI, there, that's part of the lore. Part of the lore is terraforming planets. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see how they, work that into the game because I know you will have the ability to create outposts and stuff like that. So think Starfield, but you know, crazy, crazy better. One of the one of the better things about it is the fact that you can go from planet surface straight into space without any loading screens. You don't have to, you know, do anything like that. But yeah, so this planet is pretty much covered in ice and snow and freezing temperatures. There are a few patches in places where you do see wildlife. You do see other things. Trees and grass and all that kind of stuff. But primarily that's what this planet is going to be. But it does really really look good. I mean, when there's not a snowstorm or blizzard going on, you know, you can actually see the landscape and it looks amazing. If you want to reference, think uh like snow-capped mountains, right? Like wherever you are in the world, just think that, and you'll kind of get the idea as to what that looks like. But it's really really cool. So that being said, that's the last choice that you have at the moment. Being that me and my org mates have pretty much decided on Orison, that's where I'm gonna go. Um, because that's primarily where we'll be based at. Even though a lot of the content that's new in this particular patch is based in another area, closer to Area 18. If you are more concerned with that and you don't really care, um, that'll be a good place for you to start off at. So, without further ado, we're gonna get this party rolling. The only loading screen. I remember I saw somebody who was trying this out. I was watching their stream and they were talking about it, and it was just like they couldn't believe that it was no other loading screens in this game, and it's true. It's true, which is a feat within itself for a game of this size and magnitude for there to be no loading screens, which is a catch 22 or a double-edged sword because that's also what causes a lot of the issues with it at the moment, right? But some of those issues are going to be taken care of here pretty soon. So I wouldn't let that worry you too much. All right. So as we're just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. And we look outside, you can hear ships taking off in the background. You got missions popping up already. Turn off this chat. And you just look out the window, right? You can just look out this window and just see like the ambiance and just think like, wow, this is amazing. This looks really, really good. Okay. So then we're going to get on up. Look at this. Game looks beautiful. Now I do have HDR on and you know DLSS on, and so you know just want to make that clear. Like some of these HD textures and stuff like that is because it's literally in HDR. So, but look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's amazing. Look at that. Okay. So, first things first. Gotta grab our carry-in here. Now, Alt H takes off your helmet and holsters it pretty much, even though you can't see it. So I got this. I want to see if I wasn't trying to throw it. I was trying to see if I actually could drink it, but I can't. So I'm gonna put it back. So as you can see, you can pick stuff up, put it back. If it's interactable, if it allows you to, you can open up your drawers and your closet. You know, it's really cool. Game looks great. All right, so here we go. About to head out of our green circle habitation, and let's just go out on the balcony. Look at this. Now if that is not screenshot worthy, I don't know what is. Look at that. Look at the sky. And when you think about gas giants, what do you typically think about? You think about Jupiter, right? And that's literally how this planet looks. It looks like Jupiter. And so it's kind of interesting because the concept is that being a gas giant, there's the mixture of oxygen, the mixture of air, right, which is oxygen, nitrogen, and some other stuff. But in this particular layer of the planet, right? And so this makes it habitable, and you can actually come out, you know, but look down there. You're above the clouds, literally, like the description said. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing? It is. It really is. And you can just see the shuttles flying by, and the light ambiance, just the music, right? It's a very, very soothing place to be, right? Now, what's cool too is like right over here is where they're like building those huge ships that they were talking about, right? And you see the floating barges up there. It's like I can't reach that far, but but they're floating above that platform right there. So those things that look like hammerhead, like they got a hammerhead on them, and they're just kind of floating by like clouds. Those are actually like working platforms that, you know, move pieces and ships. And I think they also like drag platforms into place. Like this whole place is like interconnected, and you can you can discouple it and then fly it somewhere else. And they're actually one of the places you can actually see it. It's visible for you to see them doing that, which is amazing because you have to think. And this is what makes this game fantastic. Everything you see, you can go there. You can actually, I can fly there. If I got in my ship, I could fly over there, even though it might kick me out because it's going to say that I'm trespassing. But I can fly over there, right? That's an actual place. It's not like a texture in the background. Those clouds. If I wanted to fly up through those clouds right there, I could do that. You can see like the some of the stars past the clouds up there. You can see them, you know, yeah, because you're pretty high up. And when you think about gas giants, right? It's a gas giant. I mean, it's a huge planet. So this planet is a lot bigger than some of the other planets. Look at this. Look at the work and the detail they put into this. Look at that. Who wouldn't want to live here? I want to move here right now. I want to move there. Yeah, one of the most iconic plazas, which you saw at the first beginning, where when we were, you know, looking at choosing which, place we wanted to start off at. That's, that's that image of it's, and I forgot what they call them, but you know, they're sky whales basically. So they fly through the sky, um, and that's going to be interesting when they actually put those into the game too, because if you go search the video for Star Engine, the engine that they created for this, part of that presentation, and it's a very long video, but it kind of showcases all of the stuff that I'm talking about. They show people flying through like I forgot what they're called, a community of whales, of the sky whales. So go check that out. It's very insightful. All right, let's call the elevator here. Not much to see when you come out to have. It's pretty much just for you to go to sleep. I mean, it's not major. Now, but one thing I'm interested to see if they do is whether or not they're going to actually have it where you can utilize, like, well, I know you can make your own outposts, right? You can be able to make your own outposts, which essentially means you can make your own house. But I'm wondering if they're going to have other types of houses that you can buy in the places as well, and live out of those as well. That'll be interesting to see. But look at this. Now you just got to think, when you think about games in general, and I do a little dev work and stuff like that, but when you just think about games in general and being able to create things like this, just think about how you had to think about doing this, like a rock garden in the middle of but also under glass. Look at that. And it like goes out from the center here. Oh, there's somebody. And it goes out from the center here, right? That's very creative. That's freaking amazing. Pickups, drop-offs. Thanks. Elroy's. You got the restaurant here if you want to pick up a bite. Get some ice cream or some fruit, right? Nice, right? Okay. So, all that being said, and that's where the spy is, but I don't think any of that is set up just yet. So, let's look at what we got and what we want to wear. And as you see, I have a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. But I'm not going to put on any of this stuff because you want to keep it simple, unless you're going for a specific purpose. Like, I'm only going to put on armor and all that kind of stuff if I'm going to do some fighting on the ground. You know, I'm going to put my helmet back on. Alright, let's head out. Look at this. Look at that. It's beautiful, right?
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
Amazing.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Is that sunrise or sunset? I think it's sunrise. Now these are gear stores. This is going to be coming to the game here pretty soon, where you'll be able to access all your gear. Instead of it being from this menu, you actually access it from this console here.
The next shuttle is approaching the station. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Camera for a second. Okay. Now this is the tracker. It's got the vehicles. It's got health. All of your essential apps in one place. All right. And a nice AR feature. Got the comms. Got the contracts. And I don't think they've started the event just yet, so we're not really worried about that right now. But let's look at what's happening out here. Look at this.
The next shuttle is approaching the station. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart. Station.
There's another shuttle over there. That's why you hear like double. It takes you in the opposite direction.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is
So it's like one big loop that comes around and goes around this way. So we're just gonna loop around here, headed to the spaceport. This game to be in the alpha state that it's in, pre-alpha really, to run the way that it does,
Next station.
it's amazing.
If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark. The next shuttle is approaching the station. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Now for this stream, we're only just going to be going to the space station, because I want to wait for my org mates before I actually do some of the missions, and they don't play till later on. But for now, this is just like my introductory video into it. So head to the spaceport. The accent on that. Little dents in the walls. It's good. Come back soon. I'm sure we will. Yep, look at that. Looks so good.
Crusader Cares program to improve the lives of everyone in the network. Crusader Industries will be donating 10% of all spaceport food sales to help stamp out hunger. Together, we can make a difference.
Now this is the live server, so you typically have a lot more traffic on this server. Yep. So let's see here.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Oh, we got the alien. That's right, it's Alien Week, so forgot to tell you guys that. So what do we want to fly? I hear a lot of people talk about the Eclipse, and they love it. I think I want. Let's see what this looks like. I just want to pull this out just to see what it looks like. Show you guys this ship right here. So FYI, make sure, I was thinking that it's already out, but it's not, so make sure that you pull it out.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Let's see, and you actually get a
Your vehicle has been
hanger
delivered to
for it.
following space visitors.
it must be getting pretty full. The server's starting to do its lag thing. It'll get better once we get out of here. Oh yeah, this one, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Alien Week, alien technology. Let's see. Do I have on my? Do not. Put that on. Verify. That's all. Okay. Not sure I want to fly this right now, though. Look at that. Look at that. That looks cool. Look at that. All I did was open it. Enter pilot seat. Look at that. It scoops you up and just pulls you right into it. That's cool, right? That's the alien technology for you.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Look at that. That ship looks cool. Ship looks really, really cool. Wait till you see it fly, though. Keep it like this until we get out. But I just wanted to show you guys how cool it looks. All right, let's go. So cool. Let's Turn on the quantum drive. You hear it? Sounds so cool. There it is. It's the space station. Let's go ahead and jump to it.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
See that gas giant? This would be Seraphim Station. Turn our quantum off.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Just requested for the landing. Actually upside down. Whoa. Something blew up. It wasn't me. It said landing complete. Not sure why that was like that, but hey. Let's repair it. All of a sudden the gravity got weird. But the flight of those ships are a little bit different from normal ships, or should I say human-made ships. So there's that.
Engines off.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks awesome. All right, so let's take it on in here.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Store it.
Please visit us again.
And then we're gonna call that a stream, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and make sure you so you can check out some more of the content. This is just the beginning, so Hopefully, I'm either gonna make videos about the Xenothread event, or I'll live stream it. 9 times out of 10, I'll record it and then post it. So you may not see it on Twitch. So make sure you follow me on Facebook or YouTube in order for you to get some of the videos that I'm going to be creating. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.